Hi, this is Janelle from Black Barn, and I want to talk to you a little bit about egg substitutes in baking, specifically gluten-free baking. Quite often we're dealing with multiple allergens, and I get a lot of questions about what kind of egg substitutes I use. I've used a lot of different ones, and there are a lot of different options out there, but I want to talk about my top three, which is the Ener-G brand egg replacer, chia seeds, and flaxseed meal. I've been using the Ener-G brand egg replacer for literally years, and this has always worked for me. In fact, I've cheated a little bit. Rather than following the actual directions, which talks about 1.5 teaspoons of powder and then adding the water, I've oftentimes just omitted the water and added some additional liquid in later on in the recipe, and that works really well. This type of egg replacer works best for baked products that are light and possibly lighter colored, something like a white cake, where you want to have your egg replacement just blend in, not stick out. As compared to something like chia seeds. Chia seeds are actually the seeds from the chia plant. If you're familiar with the chia pet, this is the seeds that come from that particular plant. I've got the black as well as the white seeds, and this is actually an ancient food source. I was reading about chia seeds, and ancient hunters used to take a pocket full of chia seeds out for a day of hunting, and that would be their food source for the day. Chia seeds are an excellent source of fiber. There's also an excellent source of omega-3s as well as calcium. They're also slow to release into the bloodstream, so we're not talking about an insulin spike from a sugar intake. And these work really well as an egg replacer as well. I made up two examples of the black chia seeds and the white chia seeds. Both of these are using 1 tablespoon of seeds and 3 tablespoons of water, which is equivalent to 1 egg. And you can see in the white chia seeds, things have definitely started to congeal, similar to what you would find as an egg white. And these seeds, when they're in a baked good, are flavorless. And the black seeds are starting to congeal as well. Eggs serve a couple purposes in baked goods. They serve as a leavening agent, so it gives your product lift. They also serve as a flavor. They also serve as moisture. And so your replacement needs to serve all three of those particular characteristics. This happens to be what's called chia bran. This is the black chia seeds that were ground. And this looks like dirt, and quite frankly, it tastes like dirt in this particular form. But in baked goods, it does not have any flavor, but it does serve the same purpose as the whole chia seeds. Lastly, I want to talk about flaxseed meal. This is my big container of whole flaxseed, and flaxseed, similar to chia seeds, really give you a nutritional bang for the buck. Flax seeds are high in what's called lignans. They're very good for brain health. They're also good for fiber content as well as omega-3s. This also is a good source of naturally beneficial oils, and so I sneak this into almost everything that we eat, whether it's stirring it into smoothies, using it as an egg replacer in baked goods. My husband sprinkles this over oatmeal on every morning because it does help reduce cholesterol as well. The whole seeds, this happens to be golden flaxseed, and this is actually straight from the farm. This particular brand is processed on site in a dedicated facility, so for those of us that have some sort of a nut sensitivity, we don't have any sort of cross-contamination issues. You can use the actual seed whole, say like a decoration over a baked bread, but mostly what I do is I use a little coffee grinder, and I take 1 tablespoon of the whole seed, put it in the coffee grinder, and start grinding. And depending on what you're baking, if you have something where it's a bit coarser, say like a banana bread, something that has a little bit coarser texture to it, you can do a coarser grind to your flaxseed meal. Otherwise, just keep on grinding. and you'll get, you can see in the lid here, you'll get a finer grind. If you do grind too long, you'll end up with kind of a flaxseed buttery kind of a concoction. It's a little bit of a mess to clean up. So 1 tablespoon of the whole seed equals 1 tablespoon of the flaxseed meal. And then I'm adding 3 tablespoons water to that. This happens to be room temperature water. I give this a swirl with a spoon and leave it alone. And I really mean leave it alone. There's no need to do anything further than to just let it set. This is flaxseed meal that I put together maybe about 15 minutes ago or so. And you can see how you've got some liquid that has separated, but compared to what I just ground in, you can see that the flaxseed meal has plumped up a little bit. It has absorbed some of that water. And if I grab the spoon, you can see that there's definitely some congealing going on. Flaxseed meal is my choice for egg replacement because it has never failed me. I have not had a failure with it. And it doesn't really impart much of a flavor. If there is any sort of flavor, it's a very slight, nutty type of flavor. If you have a coarser grind, you're going to get a little bit more flavor, but when you get a fine grind such as this, you're really not going to have anything that imparts flavor into what your final product is. So those are my top 3. The best way to go about finding an egg replacer for you is to simply experiment. What I would recommend is you and a friend go in and buy a couple products together. That way you're joint sharing the cost, and that way you can also compare between you and your friend what has worked and what has not worked. There's a lot of other options out there as well. A lot of soy products such as soy yogurt, tofu. Sometimes soy is not an option, so then you're looking at things like banana purees and applesauce purees, and those work well also, and they have their place. But I find that these are my top 3. Give it a try. Let me know what happens, what works for you. Thanks.